Hey there, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to do part 2 of the Ancestors Memories Journal. We have constructed the cover and the pages that are inside and got them all done. This is the one I showed you in the flip through, and this is the one that we did the other day and got the outside cover done and did the inside cover with my large photo of the family. And I've sewn the signature in after we glued our pieces together, the floppy pieces. Now we have to finish decorating the inside and getting it ready for whatever your final decorating is that you would like to do. This is our piece that is going to have the doily on it. So, I wanted to show you, this is the natural hemp cord, number 20. That's what I used to sew this in with. You could do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, or you could just do 2 holes. There's not much to hold in, so there's not going to be that much weight to it. So you could use that, or you can use floss if you have that on hand. Alright, let's do the inside of this first. And this is just the large index card that I've kind of coffee dyed. And we're going to put a little glue on it and put it on the inside here for a secret journaling spot. And I got all kinds of stuff on my desk. I'm a mess. It shouldn't be news. Oh gosh. Okay. And I try to use the same piece. See, I got that spot. And perfect synchronicity. Ugh. You know, I forget my words most of the time, but I can think of synchronicity. Isn't that odd? Well, I hope everybody's doing well today. I think I forgot to ask that in my last video. Shame on me. I really appreciate everybody coming to spend a little time here and see what I'm getting into. I hope everybody's doing well, having fun, getting to craft or relax. Okay, that's our inside. And then here is my pocket that I just did. That is a 4 7/8, and it's 3 7/8. It's, roughly. You don't have to have it exact. See, I'm kind of not even all the way over. I might put me a strip there before I glue that down. I'm over digging, trying to find me something to do. Okay, let me do this. I'm going to measure this out. I just don't want this yellow or off-white to kind of show. So let me cut that real quick. Okay, I got me a strip. I think I'm going to put that little piece of wood there instead of that piece. I like that wood. That's what I used for my cabin inside. Now, if you don't have much for a backstory for your grandparents or anything to do with a cabin, you can make this up to date. You can make that a ranch house. You can just make it a simple home, whatever you can do. That sure didn't fulfill what I wanted it to do, so let's slide it over. There. That works better. I'd rather have it on the edge. Okay, now we're going to glue this in, and I've cut a hole and did a little inking, and it's a real thin piece of paper, but I think it'll hold the pocket that I'm needing it to do. Hold tag, I mean. Okay. Glue that in. See if I can get the glue on the edge and not everywhere else. Okay. And we're gonna butt it up. We're gonna go to the corner and butt it up against the edge here. There we go. That works. Got a little seepage. Let's take care of that. And rub that down, and it's good. All right. The top piece is done. Now, in my old one, I had newspaper or a book page that was, the base was made out of it, so it folded really well, but I couldn't guarantee how long it would last if somebody was in there flipping it up and down. So a simple paper clip like I used in the other one would hold this down. Plus, I guess just keep pushing on it and bone foldering it and it should work eventually. These are the pieces for the doily. This was a 4.5-inch square, and I just cut it in half. And all we're going to do is put some glue on it and glue it down. If you know of anybody that may be interested, any genealogists in the family that may be doing books, that would like to record stories of their family in a journal like this, please share and like and all that and get it to them. That's why I did this. I just wanted to record some of the stories that I'd heard over the years, and then I actually gave it to my dad for his Father's Day. Now this other piece here is going to go to the tag. I'm going to just keep it to the side for now until I pull the tag over here. And then we're going to go to the inside, and we're going to get in here and work on this. Now what it is one of these here. This is the same thing. It's a 4.5-inch square, and it's going to go up here to be the negative space, so you didn't see the wood. So this piece is going to go over here on that other side of that tag, because that's one big deep pocket in there. Okay, yeah, okay, just making sure that's what I had on there for you. Let's go ahead and glue this one down before we put our other tag down. Pocket, sorry. And my granddad, like I mentioned, was a coal miner, but he didn't want to be in those coal mines forever, so and his brother-in-law offered some occupation over here in Virginia. My grandfather, he grabbed onto it, and he came over here and worked at whatever he could find. Let's see, this piece here is another one of those 4.5-inch squares, and it's sort of the negative, or the base piece. These here are 4.25. They're a little smaller because I wanted you to be able to see that little tiny edge there, like you could in the original book. So what you might have to do, though, is if you have a piece of paper like this that's got a grain on it. See, I had to cut 2 squares because when I got that and I flipped it, it wouldn't have been right. So I had to cut 2 pieces. So that's the one I need. So these 2 are not necessary now. So let me get these 2 together. Like I mentioned, there's a lot of a lot of numbers here, but it's not too bad once you get your base made up. So don't let it intimidate you. It's only paper. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and glue this one down. It'll go right here. It matches up to this one. Although I might want to go over just a little bit just so my tag will go in easily. And we're just going to glue the two straight edges. There we go. And this part in the center here, that's our chimney. Going to have our chimney go up through there. Alright, what I need to do is put, want the inked part, is going to go down here on this piece, and then I'm going to have this roof piece on top of it. So let's glue that part first. Then we'll glue it to the roof line. A lot of gluing in this. But you know you've got a quality piece. It's not going to fall apart with all the glue on it. Okay. So now we're going to glue that down to there. And we'll be ready to pull another piece over. I think I'm going to grab the tag and glue those two triangles to my tag and get that out of the way. Alright. Get this down. There. Make sure it stays. Just make sure you pick up and rub any seepage that you may have, because you don't want it inadvertently gluing something down. Alright, I had cut these tags, and the first three are 7 3/4 by 4.5, and the other one that tucks into this piece here, over to the side, this piece, it is 7 3/4 by 4 3/4. That it's a little bit bigger because it's got more room. So let's set that back there. I think I would like this with the milk bottles and stuff. I don't want to cover my milk bottles though, so let's grab this piece. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put our doily on this upper corner here. And all of this space in here on these big tags is where you're going to write your stories. Right. Just come up with something. I did mine on my computer, and then I printed it off so it was nice and neat and typed. And then I just glued and pasted it inside on my big tags. And it did a very neat job. Sometimes you have to shrink your wording if you got a really big story. Sometimes you do. Alright, let me go over here to the door. Hang on just a second. Okay, I thought the cat wanted in, but he went right back out again. Okay, so this one's here. So it's going to flip over to here. So our piece will go like that. Okay. Got to work it out before you glue. Always double check. Because sometimes you don't have enough paper. I need to look for another pad that's got some really old type of papers in it. I can't believe I couldn't find any more. I had one that had pedigree charts and such, but that is not what I needed. Okay, so that's done. And all you have to do is put that right down in this big pocket right there. And did I not make it big enough? Let's see. I didn't glue that part. Sometimes I just glue crooked. It might be I glued crooked. Yeah, more than likely that's what I've done. So let me put my ruler in there. Let's see what we can see. Oops. Okay. Well, I'm going all the way to the bottom. And come over. Oh, that's right. I only had that dot there. Well, that shouldn't have done anything. Okay. I'll put my dot back on there. If worst comes to worst, all you got to do is trim. It could be that paper's just not heavy enough, because I did not use anything but cardstock. Okay, if that doesn't work, I'm trimming it down. It's coming out the front over here. Oh, I think with the other one, I put a piece of washi tape across here. So that may be what I do instead of that dot. And that gives me that room there. That's what I'm going to do. Little piece of this. What do I do with my... Grab my little bit of glue stick here. And we're going to put that little bit of washi tape right there. I guess I could go in there and find me a smaller piece if this one doesn't work. I don't want to take up too much of my pocket. So let's do this. We're going to trim it down. There we go. That'll work really good. It almost blends right into that. Except my except it doesn't look like wood grain over there. Well, we'll do that for now. We'll figure something out later. All right. The pocket's done. This pocket's done. Our roof line is done. We have a pocket here, which I had figured would be probably some of my old family photos down there. Like I said, we have a pocket. The largest one goes in here. And you can trim these corners too, which I probably will. That was my quilt square that was on my other one. Now, this here, one of these goes in the top up here. And I sure didn't leave a very neat looking hole, did I? But it goes down in here. Which, that would work. And then the other one goes back here on this back page because there's a pocket that will go here. And that one will be probably this. I don't know if you know what that is, but that is a pillow crown. It's an old Appalachia tradition, and it is where when the feather pillow of the person is pulled open when they pass away, the feathers form a little crown, a little ball. It's not known how it's done, but they stick together. And my cousin was just telling me the other day that she was told, well, actually she got to play with some because we had them in the family, and they would play with them. They'd put the box away, they'd come back, and those things would be right back together again. Kind of spooky. What we're going to do here is we're going to cut us a pocket that's going to fit right here on the back. And my pocket needed to be 4¼ by 5¼ so let me go over here and cut that. Okay, I've been working on a few things and I'm going to show you what I've gotten up to. I made a large, or the large tag, I put a pull on it so you can get it in and out of the large pocket, and it has to do with milk bottles, and I'm thinking that's the perfect page for the story about my grandma selling milk to make money. So I'll put that there. I need to put my lace on the edge of my doily. So I'm going to cut that and we'll get that done. It's probably the same distance on the other side. So we'll cut it up to there. Okay, and I'm going to use some fabric tack to put this down with. This is the best stuff for anything fabric related. It sticks really well and it dries really fast. That's the best thing about it. It does stink though. Oop, I'm sliding all over the place. Okay. Probably have to trim that off a little bit, but let's do the bottom side. I think I need to refill my bottle again. I just did it not long ago. Okay. Let's go along the bottom side and try not to get in the crease. Whoops. I want it to be straight though. Okay, I'm going to cut that little tip off there. There, that looks better. I am going to glue a little bit in there and try to get those two pieces together so it looks like it's one solid piece. I know the ladies used to wear these, or carry these pretty little lace handkerchiefs back in the day. That was before Kleenex. So, there we go. Got that part done. Now, as I said before, we got this piece done, which is the top side of the doily, or hanky, and then the other part of the roof line. So that goes back down in there. Ready for stories. Okay, the pocket on the front and the pocket inside, right beside it, I've made these two little cards. They were just the scrap from the cabin wood. So I just drew a little tab on the top of it. So there's an easy pull. Whoops. And that one little piece of tape. I might have to trim it back still. I think I just did. Oh gosh. Well, that can be fixed at a later date. Then we've got the other side. I think I'm off screen, sorry. Then we have the other side to go in. And I'm having the same issue with that piece of tape. Okay, washi, I'm going to have to rethink you. Okay, a much thinner piece needs to go there. All right. See, I have two separate pockets right there. So that's great. A big pocket here. Now we're going to decorate the cabin. I have this for the cabin. And instead of me doing the window like I did before, I have this door book. So I was able to cut this little door out, had to put a doorknob on it. And then this is the window I'm going to use over here. I'm not going to make it like I did on the other one. That's too time consuming. It was cute, but I had to cut all the panes and everything out of it. And it was a pain. Okay. Seepage. We don't need a pocket there anyway. Now the door, that's a different matter. I had to cut it out and put a knob on it. And it had some wording on the back. So I put a little hinge. And it's a piece of this that I had scrapped. So half of it is glued under here. And here's the other half sticking out. And then I put some of the, that first piece underneath here, on the back of it. So it can be written on if it needs to be. And we're not going to mess with a stoop on this one either. So this is just going to get glued down right like that. I haven't figured out what I want to keep it closed with yet. I'm still thinking on that. If I do a flip through, I might have it done by then. I just don't know what to use. I may put a rock over here. Or a spinner. I could put a game spinner. I don't know if that would have been on her cabin. Now this is what I come up with the little eave. The door was 1 3/8 by 3. My dimensions are not quite that, but that's what I measured on the old one. The window on the old one was 2 1/4 by 1 3/4. And then the lintel, which this is what I'm calling the lintel, that was a 1 1/4 inch square, and you cut it in half. But as you can see, I had to trim mine down a little bit just so it wasn't so high up. And all you're going to do is glue that bottom line down above the door. And just shut your door and try to get it centered. And we're going to hold it, because that's... Actually, I'm going to flip it open so that can dry without that pressuring it. There we go. So that is done. I believe I was supposed to put some more of that index card on the inside here. But I think you can write on that. I don't think I'm going to bother with it. That is easily writable. Okay, here is the pocket for here. And this is Grandma and her turkeys and my 2 cousins. And she grew turkeys and sold them for money as well. She didn't have a job. They had to make ends meet somehow, so it was usually on the farm with the farm animals and the produce. And it's just amazing what they were able to do. Whereas, you know, people nowadays, I don't even think they know where some eggs or milk comes from. Okay, we're going to put this down here. I'm going to just make it even with the 2 sides here of the creases. And I'm going to pinch it a little bit at the top so it gets a little bit of a bow there and you don't have to fight to get anything in there. And I'll put my story about her selling the turkeys in this pocket. And then this pocket up here is done. Let me find something to tuck in it. Here's this pocket, which I'll just leave that in there for now. So this area here is done. I have rounded, oops, I glued that a little bit in there just to make it tighter. It was trying to stick. So that goes right here. I rounded the corners. Now, let's go to the back page where I have this one. And here is the pocket I chose to put here, because I'll put the pillow crown story in this pocket. And it is, let's see. This pocket is 4¼ by 5¼ but I think mine is actually 4 tall, so you can just play with it, whatever you think. Ooh. I hope everybody has been doing well and has good weather and enjoying the fall. It's a nice time of the year. I love the fall. Everything's cooling down. You see the shadows changing. It's kind of neat. We have really beautiful leaves usually. I'm waiting for a cold snap. We have to have a cold snap and rain, and then the leaves are usually really, really pretty. Okay. Now, there we go. So that will go in there, and that's done. So, is that all we needed? We need to tuck this under, see if that works. Oh, yeah, it does. And I don't even know if we need a thing for the door. I'll come back and figure something for that later. So, I believe our construction... Oh, nope, it's not done. I forgot about the chimney. So, I had pulled this out. I had a scrap of the index card, and I have the stone and slate stencil by Tim Holtz. So, I am going to make me a little bit of a stone chimney look, and then I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to use ground espresso so it's good and dark. I just changed this pad on this dauber and it's already coming apart. These stencils are kind of rough on them though. Maybe I'm too rough on it. Alright. I had a little bit of a coffee dye look behind it there. Oh yeah, that looks good. Let's see if we can keep going up here. See if I can fake it out somewhere. Let's do it right there. I think I didn't need all of this, but I'll do it anyway just to make sure. Oh yeah, can't tell. It's always a good thing. Alright, so let's see. That piece can go up here. This can go up here. And I had a little mark. I believe it was right here. To cut my chimney. And then there was another mark. Let me pull this back over here. Let me see. So that was the whole thing. And then there's a mark right here. Because I'm going to have to cut my chimney in half. I don't want to put this on the crease. So let's cut that. And then we'll cut it down. Where does it need to be? Right here. Making it even with the pockets. So let's go across. Easy enough with this thing because it's got lines on it. And then we'll go up here. I'm always trying to use scraps, and I usually can make some headway through them. Alright, so that part's done. Where's my clippers? Put this down. I was going to do the little heart washi tape, but I didn't have any red really in here, and I don't want to go with that look. Yeah, that looks good. See what this looks like on there. They might even be able to write on the chimney if they needed an extra spot to scribble. I always try to find spots for them to do journaling. Okay. Here we go. That looks good. All right. I like the brown with it. Alrighty. I think our book is done. I did that pocket. I did this tuck, this large pocket there. There's a pocket here, a secret journaling there, pocket here. This little baby's got a lot of pockets in it. Okay, well, the other thing to do was to put 2 eyelets in here and some of that wax string. But, you know, everybody knows how to do that, so I'm not going to do that in this video because we're going to cut it off. I appreciate everybody coming to see this, and leave me some comments and things to tell me how you liked it. And everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.